I've got here is a whole lot of Maketaan. Now you'll notice it's got very similar shape to a watermelon. It is a wild watermelon, and as is raw, they're not very palatable, but made into a jam or a preserve, they are absolutely delicious. Let's start working on these ones. I don't know if this one is nice, Tandy. We'll have to see. You can see there's soft spots, but we'll see. Not too bad. Yeah. Give me just any bowl that I can put the offcuts in here, that I don't have to. Thank you, my dear. Not too bad. Tandy, would you stir those pots for us, please? I don't want them burning on us. I think I probably can turn on the oven now. If this was a normal watermelon, this part would have been red. Now you can distinctly see the line going down there. This part we use for the Maketaan jam, which is a mix of Maketaan, pineapple and ginger. And then this part we use for the preserve, which is what we're going to be doing today. Today this part is just going to the compost heap because we've already got enough of the jam. We just need more preserve. So you'll be cutting it in that line. Perfect. Just peel and process. That one's not nice. Some pieces are not nice, Tandy. Okay. But it is what it is, no?
Yes.
That one, look at this one, eh? It's got fruit pieces all over it, so I'd rather not use it than use it and you've got a piece that's not lekker.
Yes.
Just taste this one. It's not bitter or anything, so it's good.
I don't think it's bland.
Bland, yeah. Now, there, you can see I haven't cut it deep enough to get all the flesh part out. So you just cut it until you don't see a line there. Here the same. Got a line running there, so I cut it off. Okay, so at last we're getting to actually doing something with a Maketaan. I've been showing you little clips in the last few videos. Once you've peeled it, you saw earlier on, I explained that to you. That's what it looks like. And once you've poked it holes in, it's all bent up. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut them into little pieces. I will show you the sizes my mom used to make. They were bigger sizes, but then she used to bottle them in the big console bottles, the canned fruit jars. I cut them in smaller pieces because then you get more fruit in a jar. If you keep them big, you've got like 4 or 5 big pieces and the rest is syrup. And you want to have the preserve pieces in the jar. Once they're like this, you actually want to crisp them out again. My mom used to use slaked lime. You make a solution. Okay, we'll do the English side, slaked lime. You make a solution with that, you soak them in it overnight, and it crisps them up. I have to switch to bicarbonate of soda. You get the same effect, and if you do rinse them out after they're soaked overnight and you don't get all the bicarb out, it does boil out in the cooking process when you soften the fruit. So the process from here will be to cut them up, put them in a bicarb water. Tomorrow morning we rinse them at least 3 times until you don't have any more slippery feel to them. Then they go into boiling water to boil soft, and then into the syrup to cook until they're nice and translucent, and then we put them in the jars. So I'll show you now how I cut them. Carbonate, bicarb of soda is what I use. My mom used to make them about that size. If I put my finger next to it, you'll see what I mean. But to put these in a jar, the jars I use, you don't get a lot of pieces in. So I would cut that piece into 3 pieces. That's about the size of the chunks that I make for my Maketaan Preserve. Okay, so we've got the pieces of Maketaan. It's been poked full of holes, cut to size, soaking in the bicarb water. Doesn't that just look so nice and crisp and green? I suppose you can discover I love what I'm doing. I'm lucky that these lids, it's some of my other plastic containers lids, actually fits perfectly in these buckets, so I can just press it down, get some water on top of the lid, and that keeps them underwater until tomorrow morning. I'm back in the kitchen. It is about 9 o'clock. I just want to give these a little stir, and I'm sure they're all soaking nicely. They're already feeling nice and crisp, so tomorrow morning I'll come back and wash them and get cooking. Get that one out there. And this one. Give that one a stir. There you go. Right. I'll see you in the morning. Okay, what we're doing now is we're rinsing the Maketaan pieces that have been soaking overnight. You want to get all the bicarb out. The bicarb crisped them up. Yesterday they were after the poking the holes, they were very soft, and now they're nice and crisp again. From here into the pot to boil. We have got the rinsed Maketaan, and they're going into boiling water. There we go. Is that it? And the other one. There we go. We put the lids on. It comes to boil faster. And they'll boil for about an hour and a half actually, until they are soft but not mushy, so al dente. See you later. We're back with the Maketaan. These has been boiling for about an hour. Now these, you can see they're soft, you can almost see it. But ones like that, you just want to check. Oh, the fork goes in beautifully. So these are ready to turn off, make the syrup, and get them in the syrup cooking. And I used the wrong spoon earlier, and I dropped the spoon in here. It's a short spoon that I only use with my small pots. Right, you need to take them out the boiling water because you don't want to overcook them. Let me get the stand here. Just do this way. I start off by putting the water in and turning it on. You can put the water and the sugar in and then stir it until it's dissolved. What I do is I put my water in, turn them on, and then when the water is nice and hot, turn them all off, add the sugar in, get it dissolved, and get them to cook. You want your syrup to cook must be boiling before you put in your fruit. So your fruit goes into the boiling hot syrup. While we're waiting for the water to get warm, I am adding the lemon juice and the ginger, so that you can swim off. The lemon juice is, if you make a jam or a marmalade, if you want it to set up, and the lemon juice gets the pH right for the pectin to be activated. But the lemon juice has got another purpose. It helps prevent crystallization. Everything I make gets some lemon juice in. Now we're waiting for this to boil and we can add the sugar. These are close to boiling, so I'm going to turn them all off. And then put the sugar. Starting to boil, so now we're going to put the fruit in. We're back at the marmalade. Oh, they look beautiful. They're not going too dark. That's awesome. We're on just over 100 degrees. They've got to go to 107, but I find with these it takes a long time to get to over 100, but once they're there it goes quick, the last bit. So I'm starting to get, they're just beautiful. Look at the nice green that's coming in. Wowie, wowie, wowie. Haha, they're beautiful. This side I'm getting the water going for the lids, and my bottles are already in the oven and on. I'll take you with me on the bottling process. I was so busy with packing for the Nice Oyster Festival, I nearly overcooked these. They're just perfect. They're on 107 now. Already turned these two off. Awesome. We can bottle. We are ready for the bottling. I just want to get my equipment out of the boiling water. You might ask why, or wonder why I've got the thermometer in here. This is, ouch, this is quite a long bottling process. You'll see as we go along. And I need to keep an eye on my temperature. I prefer bottling above 90, 95, even close to 100, I don't mind, as long as it's hot when it goes into the jars. Because it's hot, goes into a sterilized jar, it closed with a sterilized lid, and you know you've got no funnies in your jars. Oven is a bit hot, it's at 120, so I just turned that down a bit. Oh my goodness, you go that way. Oh, my teaspoon. Right, so just pour it in there. You want to keep your fruit and the syrup as well, you don't want your fruit out of the syrup unnecessarily, because all those holes you poked in it has now pulled in syrup. So you want to keep them submerged in the syrup, and that way you know you won't have air bubbles or things in there. Now this bottle is slightly full. That's okay, we just squish it in. The customer's getting a few extra pieces. I do like sorting them around to get as much fruit in as possible. I did mention when I was doing the cutting up part, I showed you Grandma used to make like big chunks, but to get more fruit in, I make the chunks a bit